Well, we are now at the concluding episode of my third Overwatch anniversary special. All post-launch heroes from my least favorite to my most favorite. Once again, I'm going to explain. All characters I'm going over are based on personal opinions of why I have them listed this way. 2 episodes ago, we went through my bottom 3 favorites. Last episode, we went through my middle 3. Now, we're at the peak of the mountain as we go over my top 3 favorite post-launch heroes of all time. Yeah, all time. Yeah, that's basically all I said. My top 3 ever. Kicking things off at number 3 on for my top 3 heroes of the post-launch is Moira, the geneticist of Talon. Moira, she is an area healer, and holy crap, she does that job well. And I have played her a lot ever since she has come out. At first, I've kind of had a rough time playing her, but over time, I have gotten to love this character so much. With her biotic grasp, her regeneration can do quite a bit of healing. 80 healing per second, but when you leave them alone, it goes to 16.67 healing per second, which is residual healing. So you can basically leave them alone, they'll be fully healed without any help, as long as they're not taking much damage, and go on to healing another target. And it's got some pretty good range too, 15 meters of range. Her secondary fire is her decay, which is on the right hand, which, oh boy, can do pretty decent damage, 50 per second, which also heals Moira herself for 33 per second. And this thing has some pretty good range, and I think part of me thinks that the range could use a slight nerf. But then again, I'm one that plays her a lot, and I feel that way a little bit. You can even suck the energy out of a Pharah in the sky as long as she's within 20-meter range. Like, wow. But anyways, then she has her orbs, which can really help in a fight. But if you want to go for a lot of healing, you can go for a healing orb, which does a lot of like 75 healing per second. But keep in mind that the orb lasts only 10 seconds. And it can be depleted, whichever goes first. That's the same case with the damage orb, which does just 50 damage per second with a maximum of 200 damage. These things are really good when you time them correctly. You can even weaken your enemies to the point where your teammates can finish them off pretty quickly, or you can help keep your allies healed up during the fight. Keep in mind, those biotic orbs can be deflected by Genji and also defense matrixed by Diva. So just plan those biotic orbs accordingly. Her Fade ability, however, this thing can be pretty useful to escape sticky situations. Like, you move pretty quickly, you can go wherever you want, you're invulnerable to damage. However, you are not able to escape a Junkrat trap, which I don't know why that is, but it's best not to ask questions. And finally, her ultimate, which I consider to be one of the best ults in the game, Coalescence. This thing damages enemies through barriers, and you can even damage them lining up. It's that much piercing. Like, let's take, for example, you have a Zarya taking damage, thinking she could shield her allies. Nope, her allies are getting damaged too. Same way with healing. Like, you have an ally that's healing in front, the other allies behind that ally will be getting healed as well. The Coalescence is just that good. Honestly, experiment if you haven't played her yet. I've played her a lot. She is a fantastic healer for most comps. Eesh, I stuttered on that word there. But yeah, like I said, she's good for most teams. Number 2. Baptiste, the combat medic. This guy has had a kind of a rough story. But if you read on to his story, it is kind of a fantastic story that he's had. A man that joined Talon, earned some money to help his people in need. Although he realized Talon went too far and he left, and any Talon member that hunted him down were never seen again. You gotta like this guy, not just for his story, but with the abilities this guy has. His biotic launcher has 2 fires. His damage has a 3-round burst, and oh boy, if you are accurate, you could do some pretty decent damage, especially if they're a headshot. And keep in mind, it is a hit scan, so you can shoot some airborne opponents out of the sky like Mercy and Farah. And also, what was I gonna say? Yeah, his healing does 60 per shot. But keep in mind, it's an arc, not a straight shot. So I would recommend going higher up if you wanna use healing on your allies. That's just me personally. But anyways, his exo boots can really help him jump up there, or if he wants to get even higher up from the ground. But to do that, you need to crouch first and then jump almost immediately. First up is his regenerative burst, which any allies that are in a 10-meter radius around him will be getting some good amount of healing. And boy, you might need that when you're in the middle of a battle. Another good piece of equipment that Baptiste has is the immortality field, which I feel should have been his ult rather than what ult he currently has. Because this thing, when timed correctly, can really save your team's life. Especially from like high damaged enemies, or even ultimates like self-destruct, a tactical visor, which it can just target right on the immortality field, or if you guys are stuck in the graviton surge. If timed correctly, this can ruin your opponent's day. But be mindful that this can be destroyed or even EMP'd. His ult, which I feel should have been a regular ability, is Amplification Matrix. This thing doubles the damage and healing effects of projectiles, at least from your team, that can pass through it. Honestly, you could use this to try and eliminate enemies quickly, I should say. Or use it for yourself to quickly heal your allies, which I have used sometimes. Bottom line, this guy can be hard to use, but holy crap, this guy can be a lot of fun, and like I said, if used correctly, can really be a good asset for your team. And now for my number 1 favorite post-launch hero. Let's just all say it. It is Hammond, aka Wrecking Ball. You just gotta look at this adorable little hamster there. So anyways, Hammond is one of the genetically modified animals that escaped Horizon Lunar Colony, became a champion at Junkertown, and then left to basically just explore the world. But anyways, this little adorable ball of destruction, if used correctly, can just tear things up. For a tank, that is. His quad cannons do like pretty decent damage. That this thing can tear apart threats at much up to medium range. But that's not where he becomes most of a threat. His big threat is when he becomes a ball. When he could just roll around pretty fast or pretty quickly, or transform back to battle mode. But when he's in a ball, when you use the grappling hook, you could basically become an actual wrecking ball. You can even strike enemies, knock them back, or you could even knock them to their deaths off a cliff or down a well, or you name it. But anyways, while you're in the ball, you can also use the pile driver, which we can just slam yourself to the ground, damage some enemies, throw them up, so that if they're still alive, your allies can help finish them off. I have scored quite a bit of final blows with this. This thing is that dangerous if they're not careful enough. If you want to make a quick getaway and feel you don't have enough health to do the job, you have your adaptive shield ready if it's not on cooldown. This thing, depending on how many enemies are near you, you gain shield times 100. So basically, you can gain anywhere from between 100 to 600 shield. Like I said, this is a perfect defensive tool for Hammond for kind of the lack of armor he has, like with Reinhardt and Diva. Like I said, great defensive tool. Finally, probably one of my all-time favorite ults, the minefield. This thing, if you can time your minefield correctly and get some decent range on it, or get some decent square, like get some acres of it, or take your pick. If you can get a good area of it going, and if you could combine that afterwards with a pile driver, you could potentially get some kills off of that. Or if they survive, they get weakened enough to get your teammates to finish them off. But yeah, even if you can't get any kills, this is perhaps one of the best area denial ults in the game. Like, this could be a game changer, especially when they have to go around or have to shoot at the minefield before they can get to a point to contest or try to capture it. But yeah, honestly, this is a good one. All in all, Hammond may have some downsides, like if he gets hacked a lot, so he can't use most of his abilities. But if you can get by all that, and the fact that if he gets stunned quite a bit, he gets taken out of ball mode, or I should say wrecking mode, or grappling hook mode. If you can get by all that, this little critter is a dangerous hamster to be reckoned with. And that hamster tops my list. And that concludes my Overwatch 3rd anniversary all post-launch heroes special. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed these 3 videos that I've had, or any other anniversary specials in the past, why not hit the like button, add them to your favorites. If you want to see more of this in the future, then please consider subscribing to my channel today. So what am I going to do for next year's anniversary special? Well, I have one planned in advance. So I'll have that ready for next year. It's going to take some considerable amount of planning, but that'll be a year away, so no worries. If you want to see more of Overwatch, I have one annotation on the left that'll take you to all the Overwatch videos I have done in the past. Or to the right of it are my other Top X specials if you want to check those out as well. So anyways, once again, thank you guys so much for watching this, and as always, the future is now. Are you with us?